Happy holidays, everybody. I'm Anthony Frieda. Welcome back to But Biz. All right, this is part 2 with Joe Fee. There's a lot more live performance in this one, a lot more joking around. It was a really awesome hang and conversation with him. And please click all the links below. Go check out Joe's music. And lastly, everybody, please have a safe end of this year and have a wonderful holiday if you can. Try to make it as wonderful as you can. Chin up. 2021's it's going to be a new year. I'll still be doing this. Reach out to me if you have any requests or whatever. Either way, I hope everybody has a peaceful holiday. So enjoy the rest of this episode with Joe Fee. And we're back. All right. We're going to do some playing because that's what's special about this show. Got some live performance. This is going to be improvised, and which is something we do best, I think, at least.
We're going to make a left on Center and a right on Seymour, and hopefully that'll bring us to Electric Avenue.
We should call this one Who Ordered the Rain?
But we'd like to remind everyone that you don't hang out at Electric Avenue. You don't stop in, you don't visit friends.
Yeah. What is it? You can only rock down.
Well, once you're on Electric Avenue, you have to take it higher.
You got to take it higher.
I think that sums up civilization better than anything.
All right. Let me get myself together here.
Yeah, I was kind of feeling this groove here. was that thing?
You want to see it?
I've never seen that before.
This thing's cool. I found this like a decade ago in a store.
Wow.
It's just fucking trippy ass
Whoa.
little instrument there.
Oh, that's so funny. That's amazing.
And you could like, it has a
little drum head on top.
Yeah, so you can flip it and it makes it even a different sound.
Wow, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Nice.
You can even like,
I love the Peking opera gong on the tom. Oh, there you go.
but I put it on the snare and I get like an
I
extra
see. That's
little-
what that was. I saw that before. I didn't know what the hell was on there.
You get like an extra little,
Oh, okay.
if you can hit it right. Yeah.
What kind of snare drum do you have there?
So this is a Steve Jordan snare.
Wow.
Yamaha Steve Jordan.
Wow,
13
yeah,
by
sounds good.
6 or something like that. Great sounding drum.
Yeah, it's great because it's smaller, but then it's a little thicker.
Yeah, it's got
yeah.
punch. It's got a nice pop, crack, whatever people say. Yeah, that was a cool jam, man. We got out. I like that.
Yeah, I've been trying to like. I've been feeling this like 5 groove lately. This kind of like. I'm working on some new music, and I'm trying to feel this kind of groove. The where it's like the second one is stressed or longer, so you have like a and you can play around with that. I mean, you could have like 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. But then you could flip it. I mean, the long one could then become the thing that you're feeling. You know what I mean? And then you can and then I've been working with. So you have like a. And then you could have like a. I guess if we play it faster, if you have like this kind of thing, and then if you reverse it, you flip it, you make the long one the first beat or whatever you want to think of. Then you could have like a. But it's kind of funny because like as I'm trying to explain it to you, it's like just one of those things that like talking about like the singing. Mm-hmm. I'm just not. I mean, not that. I mean, I know it's what it is, obviously, but it's just kind of like not thinking of it so much.
Yeah.
In that way, you know, which I guess like it's like if you're reading music, you're kind of like analyzing it in a certain way differently. It's not bad or worse, but it's like. Neither one is better, but it's like it's just a different feel. Because the nice thing is that you almost get this like big quarter note happening if you're doing like a, what was it? That's it. Yeah. And then all of a sudden that turns into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I mean, once you have that pulse steady, it could go anywhere, because you have just like a steady pulse. It could turn into a 6. And so I've been messing around with that because this new piece I have like a large like Xenakis setup of like concert bass drum and like bongos and toms and things, and I'm trying to think of.
Like this, like you're referencing like that piece, Ray Bones.
Yeah, like a Ray Bones setup.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get this form happening where those drums are playing like huge cycles.
Okay.
That are even spanning like 4 or 5 minutes or something.
Okay.
And they're just playing like these huge like gravitational cycles that are happening.
Okay.
And then like wood blocks and like smaller percussion instruments and like string instruments and different things are kind of like playing these things, these kind of patterns like in the 5, And sometimes I'll change it a little bit too. Like you'll do like a 5, and then I'll add like a couple other measures or something. So you're doing like a 5. And they're just kind of doing that. And then eventually, I'm trying to mathematically work it out so that, you have these inner things happening, and then you have the larger ones, and they start kind of like swimming in and out of each other. So like you're in like a 5 groove, and then all of a sudden you're just kind of in here, and this note is taken over, and now you're in the large beat.
Oh, okay.
And you're in a 4 or whatever you want to do, or you're in like, or you could become a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to like cycle in and out of some of these patterns so that like throughout the piece, I'm planning like a long piece, maybe like 40 minutes or something like this. For music and dance that I've been working on since last year. And the idea is that there's just like these different levels, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And these levels are kind of like interweaving in and out of each other. And sometimes there's even sections where it's very free, and they're weaving in and out of each other and seemingly not paying any attention to each other.
Okay.
And then sometimes they lock up and sometimes they don't. And I actually, interestingly enough, I started getting into that idea by reading about cave paintings, which I remember texting you about.
You do. You did do that. I remember that show.
Yeah, it was like back in the spring. I was reading about cave paintings.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting for anyone that reads about it or knows about like the European cave paintings from like 30,000 years ago or whatever at the different caves in France and Spain and things like that. And there was a couple like instances I found where like they would have like animals, the cave paintings are animals, and you would have like a herd of animals, and then there would be like another animal like superimposed on top of it.
Okay.
And then I was reading certain books where people were saying, oh, well, it just happened that way because there was one painting and then some other guy came like 1,000 years ago and then put another painting on top, and like they're just mingling, you know. But then like the more people started to look at it, I've read some books by certain people that say that it was like done on purpose because they start seeing like certain patterns in the different caves where it's like happening, same pattern, like same idea. And there's this one guy who's doing some work in France now. I'm blanking out on his name, but his whole thing was the reason they were doing that is because they were trying to create movement and different like levels of like perception, because they hadn't mastered Renaissance perspective yet.
Are you talking about like abstract stuff? You're talking about like things behind things?
Yeah. And like, things that are like different sizes happening, in superimposed behind other things. And like, obviously there are moments where it does look like it's just like chaotic and maybe like, different people just drew different things at different times. But there are certain paintings that are really cool because like they kind of look like they're planned out. And I could be completely wrong about that. And I'm definitely not a cave painting expert, but it got me thinking like, maybe you could have like these different levels of the music, and it's like they're superimposed on each other and they create like a different movement.
So do you think that
I have a demo of it too, of like an experiment that I've been trying. I mean, we can play it. It's kind of like in the initial stages.
Is it on YouTube? Is it on your phone?
It's on my phone.
Well, if you plug it in right here, it should be able to
We could plug it in, and if it sounds bad, you could edit it out.
Sure. Now, would it be a thing of a certain voice might be playing in a certain time? Let's say somebody's in 5, somebody's in 4, somebody's playing 7. Oh, is it one of those things, those situations?
I could.
Can you beam me the file? Can you like send me the file?
I'll text you. I could text it to you.
Maybe. Oh, let's do that. Yeah. But
I hesitate to maybe show it because it's kind of like a demo form, but it's I'd be curious what you hear about it. I mean, it's initial stage kind of thing, But it's something I'm working on. Maybe people could enjoy it.
Would it be a thing, though, of like, let's say dynamically one of the voices is playing louder, and it's almost like, listen to this part now, and then it might be playing in a particular type of time, a rhythm that might be different from the others, and that's showcasing that angle, or or
Well, I'd kind of be I'd curious to hear what you think of it.
okay,
There's one section in here. I could find
Here
it.
it
I
is.
just texted it to you.
Gotcha.
I mean, keep in mind, I'm just inspired by this idea. I'm not
Sure. That's really cool. Wow. You know what I like is I don't know. This is my only perspective interpretation based on what you've told me about. I mean, this is tribal era. This is like cave paintings, right? Like this is the surviving human, like possibly human that's still in the food chain, human, right? Like sort of, and it sounds like music. It sounds like music that you can't like relax. It's not meaning it's like it's like looking at a movie, right? It's like watching that movie, The Revenant, where he's just
I
like
never saw that.
he's just trying to survive in this brutal wilderness, gets attacked by a bear. It's like you're taking in this experience that probably something like that happened in human history, and your music sounds like that time where there's like there's a little bit of this like experimentation of sound, but there's also this randomness of which might be the wild, and I like it a lot because no matter what, it's committal. It's committing to character. Like every note that's played, every note that for listeners there were these like sounds like feedback, right? Like when a microphone.
Yeah, there's
but
like
that's
a
Critali.
Oh yeah, well you
That's
know what? Yeah,
Critali, like these little discs.
yeah, one of my
metallic
favorite
discs.
instruments.
They're beautiful instruments, and so there's parts where Joe is playing those Critali, but he's also taking a bow and he's like rubbing the side of it, like bowing it all the way down and creating this like very cool. I guess what would be a frequency or something.
Yeah, it just sounds
Very
like
cool.
ringing frequencies, I guess. It's a really beautiful instrument.
Yeah.
They're really high pitched when you do that with the bow. So you definitely have to be careful with
Yeah.
the higher ones, you know.
And then there were like two at the same time, was creating sort of this harmonic or
Yeah,
something.
you get that like minor second. You know, the notes there are the overtone series of a G. But yeah, it's, you know, I'm trying to find ways, you know, that's like a sketch that I was working on
Sure.
in the spring. And I was trying to find ways of like, you know, you just have these different like planes happening. You have just like a totally free Critali that's going. And then you have like the inner six ding, ba ding, 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 don, ding, da ding, 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 don, ding. On the metallic percussion, ding, da don, ding, ding, don, ding. And then you just have like these, however you want to call it, these like large scale patterns. And what I want to have happen over a longer period of time, and I have some other instruments like string instruments, and I have a flute. What I have to do is I have to find a way so that all these kinds of pieces of information are like cycling through each other, so that as you hear the piece over a certain amount of time, you start to associate certain rhythms and certain patterns and certain intervals, because they keep recurring and they keep kind of flowing in and out of each other. And so the idea is not to make something like completely free. I mean, I know that was like a free section, but it's not like complete avant-garde without pulse or anything. But there's moments where you do get everything at the same time and it sounds very free. And then there's moments where you get grooves, and they're all based on the same patterns. The pattern that the larger drums are playing in that particular little demo there is actually the groove that the smaller drums play later on.
Oh, cool.
But they're just playing it so slow. It takes like 4 minutes to play it.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's like those compositions where, like all right, I'm gonna reference a movie, Inception. They like took a,
Yeah, I love that movie.
Great movie. They took a German piece of music, bomb, bomb. Bus had that type of thing, but they just slowed it down.
Oh, really?
So it was like, bah, bah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So for what you're saying, it's like there is a sped up rhythm, but you just played it maybe half speed.
I don't even know. I mean, the rhythm that the drums are playing is this 5 rhythm. The groove. But they're just playing, it's so slow that it's just that slow.
Okay.
Now,
Gotcha.
the idea, I don't think, maybe, I don't know, maybe everyone would know what that is, but the idea is that to play the material repeating enough that certain like key patterns start to become lodged in the person's mind, and you start to reference what's happening.
Okay.
And it's related to different scenes of dancing that I have that are kind of not narrative scenes, but there's like a little bit of a plot. So like the visuals are going with with the music, and it's hard. It's hard to mathematically get it all in sync because like I said, there's a lot of information there, and sometimes it sounds very abstract, but then sometimes I want to have it like really like lock in. And know everything together and moving. And what I want to have happen too is like if the larger drums are playing really slow or really loud notes, I want that to sort of like affect what's happening in the other instruments, like a ripple.
Okay.
It's almost like if you were whatever, you're like walking and like you hit a black hole or something, it would like warp you for a second. You know what I mean? So like, if you have a pattern happening and then you hear like a really low concert bass drum, I want to find some way where that like warps the shit that's happening. So everything is just constantly like spinning around each other.
Wow. Do you now, would this be performed with multiple, instrumentalists? Would this be recorded the same way as,
This is a piece that I ultimately see as live music and dancing. And so I'm working on it now. I've been working on it and also talking to a couple people recently about trying to get that off the ground. And one of the things I'm doing to get that off the ground, especially with this virus situation, is I decided to write all the music and then make like a 10-minute suite of all the key parts.
Okay.
And then make like a short film of it.
Oh, cool.
And then what I'm going to do is take that film, and that film can be enjoyed on its own as like a music video film or dance film, whatever it is. And then it could also like promote the idea. And if anyone's interested, then we can do it. This one would be great to do with live music because it's, like you say, it's so primal.
Yeah, man.
It's great to really, there's nothing like hearing someone beat the shit out of a concert bass drum.
There's something about, man.
It sounds so good, it feels good.
There's something about that new classical music where it's, there's a commitment to the character of the piece. And you see it in the performer, and it doesn't matter what they're playing. You're sold. You don't. You know what? Sometimes looking back, like there was this piece years ago, man. This guy, around this set of drums and bells and shit. But there's like this vocal thing going on, and he was speaking in German or something, and doing these. It was a trippy piece, but his commitment to the performance.
I think I know that composer that you're talking about, and I
What's the name of
can't
the
think
piece?
of the name. I know if somebody said the name, I would know it. I think.
Oh man,
Is it Abergis? George Abergis or something? He has like these hand drum pieces where you like vocalize a lot of sounds and things.
Mike Deering, another percussionist buddy of ours,
Yeah.
performed something like that
Yeah.
on his recital, and he did it. Yeah, he did it with like some sort of like maybe Doombeck.
Yeah.
And there was vocal, but even Mike, like I've seen the piece that he did, and what I like about it is every person that does it has their own person. They have their own voice. They have the way they pronunciate things, and the way he did it was different than the last person I saw do it. Either way, the commitment to it was intoxicating.
Yeah, I think with that stuff you can't fake that.
Can't.
So it's like you have to find your way that you're comfortable doing it,
Yeah.
and then commit to it. I think it's kind of like a couple of those pieces that have like singing, like George Crumb or something, where you have to vocalize,
Sure.
or the pieces you're talking about. It's hard. I used to be real shy about doing that stuff, and
You told me a story one time.
but you got to commit, like you said.
You told me a story one time.
Oh,
You were performing at, I think it was at Queens or something, and you guys had to do the percussion ensemble. It was Mike's direction, percussion ensemble. You were doing a piece, and you had to like go in the audience or something. Do you remember this story you were telling me? And part of your piece was some sort of vocalized thing, and I think it sounded like the way you said it. Other musicians in the piece were like maybe even like looking at people in the crowd or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And vocalizing and looking them in the eye, and and you were apparently you were saying something that even Mike afterwards was like how Mike goes, Joe, that was really cool, but you're fucking weird, man.
I don't remember. That could have been any. The funny thing is that could have been any number of performances or pieces.
But you committed so much, and you're telling me this. Oh, I don't even remember.
Yeah,
Eat your vegetables. Was that what it was? Like, you better eat your...
God damn! It could have been anything, man. Who knows?
But that's the shit I love, man. Because it's
like Andy Kaufman stuff,
You don't know what to think, but it's so real. And that's what's great about performance, like these types of performances.
Yeah, I always wonder about that, like those pieces where people come out in the audience and like start screaming at you or something. And you're like, Jesus Christ, man! I just paid like $40 to see you screaming at me.
I just sat in traffic.
Yeah, like I'm like trying to support you. You come out and you start screaming at me.
Oh, dude. Oh, man. Can we riff on some funny shit that like you've told me? Like there was this one time you told me this. You were playing at some bar, and you were playing a piece. You had a guitar, and the guy doing your sound, you were playing, sound checking, and the sound guy goes, "Hey man, you want to tune that?"
Oh yeah, I know that. I know the exact show because it was the only show our band played. Well, that's.
Oh man, the sound guy goes, "You want to tune that?" And you looked at him straight up. You went, "It isn't tuned."
Well, I can't take credit for that. I have to tell you that's a friend of mine named Brian.
Okay.
Brian Scholes, if anyone knows him, if he's out there. But he had a whole theory, and listen, man, I think he's one of the best guitar players I've ever heard, and I'm not bullshitting you on this, but he never tuned the guitar ever. Really? And it wasn't like some academic, philosophical, microtonal thing he was after. He would just take the guitar and however it was.
And he would adjust.
I don't even think he knew the tuning the right way.
But he would adjust where his fingers were placed.
He would just play anything that he wanted. He would
in tune.
No,
no?
No, it would be weird. It would be like
sound...
Syd Barrett psychedelic craziness.
Oh gotcha.
But it was unbelievable. And yeah, he didn't really care. And I remember one time he asked me, like, listen, man, like, do you think I should learn how to tune the guitar or like learn any scales? And I said, absolutely not. It'll fuck you up, man.
Whoa.
It'll totally fuck you up because you won't play the same if you know the scales or if you know the tuning. And he's the only person in the world that I probably would ever say that to, because usually I would tell people, you should learn how to tune, tune the guitar.
But whatever you're doing, don't touch it. That is that type of thing.
Yeah, but he was just I think he's one of these geniuses where he just knew it would fuck him up. It's almost like if, I don't know, whatever, man. If you were like some painter that did some great abstract thing, and then somehow if you learn the real perspective, it would fuck you up. And I feel like it would mess him up if he knew. So I told him, I was like, just keep it the way you're going. And so me and him and my friend Mike, who played bass in Scarecrow too, and I knew him for a while, and we played, and yeah, man, he pulled out that guitar and just whang, craziness. And the guy was like, you want to tune that? He's like, yeah, no, we're ready to go, man.
I don't know if it was the same, I think it was in the same conversation you told me also, like you were playing, and there were people at the bar, and one guy came up to you afterwards, and he said to you, he looked at you pissed off, and he goes, you have made a complete mockery of music. and then your response was...
It probably was the same night.
Your response was, thanks, man.
I remember it. I remember that guy.
You were genuine. You were like, thank you.
I don't know. I can't remember what I said. I remember that guy. And I think it was that show.
Yeah.
Because not only were we playing that kind of music, we were going out there, but we were opening up for a Led Zeppelin cover band. so everybody that was in the audience, was it was a bar and whatever. But I mean, listen, man, the guy booked us, and I didn't lie. I said, listen, we're going to show up and we're just going to do whatever happens. I think I had like a gong and a floor tom. And I don't know, a fucking Chinese cymbal or something. And he was playing the electric guitar, and then there was like a balalaika. I think Mike was playing balalaika for some god awful reason.
Oh, that's
but that was a great show, man. That was it probably was a complete mockery. But I tell you the truth, we weren't doing it as a joke. We really were playing, and I thought it was pretty cool. I thought there were some good moments.
Well, that's the thing though. Like you, that's that side, that angle, that's that perspective of music, creating music, that you and your, the members of your group understood, and you were out in public, like at a public place. Probably in the wrong setting, but your commitment, though.
Yeah, we were committed to it. I mean, we did a 40-minute set. I have to pat myself on the back for that.
Oh, my God.
About 30 seconds in, the audience was ready, but we did the 40-minute set.
I love it, dude. I love that, man. That's so funny, dude.
I totally forgot about that until you just said that.
You've told me so many funny stories like that. But the one before I was talking about it, I think you were just saying, you were screaming at this one person in the audience going, you better eat your vegetables. But again, it was part of the piece, and there was a commitment to like whatever the role was and it's cool how like you gave a believable performance, but also there's a comical side to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like that.
That's some of the questions I have. Like, I mean, sometimes when people are doing that stuff, I wonder, like, if, is there comedy involved?
Sure.
It's hard to tell sometimes. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but
no.
Sometimes you're kind of like, fuck, is this guy fucking with me? Like,
but here's my thing is I remember...
Are they totally serious?
I remember watching the guy that I mentioned before. He was doing things like you know what I'm saying? Like he would go like this. He would go like, he'd play a thing, and he would go, and he would like look to the side to see, did I hear something? And he was in character, and then he would go, and they were, including myself, there were people laughing their asses off, right, in the crowd. And there was a moment where he like annoyingly looked at them like, shouldn't be laughing. And I'm thinking,
really?
I'm sitting here thinking,
Yeah.
like, dude, like, we love what you're doing. Like, you're getting a reaction. Like, you can't expect to have you can't expect people to react one way to that. Like, if people are laughing at what you're doing, I still think that's a positive. Like,
I mean, it sucks, but I think if you're doing certain pieces or certain styles of music, I think you have to accept
yeah,
the outcome might be something like that.
Yeah.
That or not like that, but the outcome might be unpredictable.
Yeah.
So you have to just accept it and go with it.
I remember sitting there during the performance even and watching his hands play these patterns and going, this motherfucker is disgusting as a musician. Like, he's so good. I can't play this shit. And then
If it's the piece that I'm thinking of, it's hard. Yeah,
it's fucking difficult.
It's hard. Yeah,
You're watching him do it.
Yeah.
And then the commitment to the character and all that stuff. It's like I'm sitting there with total respect and enjoying every dimension of his performance, including how comical it was. Because a lot of it is surprise.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
A lot of it is surprise. A lot of it is like, I remember we went to a percussion show, and I did not expect to see that, and I was glad to see it in so many ways. Yeah, I love shit like that.
Well, I'll tell you, when I was living in Queens at Queens College, another funny performance, which I have a recording of, which is one of my favorite recordings that I did. Playing recitals. I did, The King of Denmark by Morten Feldman, the percussion solo.
No, I don't.
It's a percussion solo. It's about 5 minutes, and you play with your hands, like hand drums, but you can play any instruments you want. It's like open instrumentation, but usually you play like small things that you could play, cymbals, drums, whatever, little found objects, whatever it is. And, a lot of Morten Feldman's music is very quiet, and this is the same thing. It's very quiet, and so you're playing like a lot of that stuff, but it's really
Can you
fucking
play just a little louder.
Yeah, so it's like just kind of like stuff like that.
So like very textured, very specific.
Very
textures.
textured, but it's really cool. It's like it's almost like a painting or something. It's like there's all different textures, and like he writes in the music, it's like there's improvisation, but he writes like what texture should go here and which should go here, and it's it's like we're talking about like calligraphy. It's just space and colors, and it's really beautiful, and it's really hard to play because you have to play it quiet and you have to do all this kind of really crazy technical stuff. And I think I went too far with it because I played it so fucking quiet. At one point, one of the notes I had a duct tape.
Wait.
I had a duct tape that I was like ripping. And this is like a concert hall, So I think I went too far. I think I should have played at a dynamic that was relevant to the size of the recital hall.
Yeah.
Because at Queens College there was like it's fairly large.
But you have mics. They have mics up there,
yeah,
right?
but they didn't mic me. I just had the percussion set up
Not
there.
even the overhead ones?
No, it was nothing.
Really?
Maybe they had something overhead. I don't think there was, though.
No, huh?
But I was playing really fucking quiet because like I had spent like 4 months trying to play as quiet as I could and as fast as I could, which is great. But the reason I love this recording is because the first 3 minutes is like some woman in the audience going, "Is this piece going to start? Harold, when's this piece going to start? What is this?" There's like 5 people in the audience. Harold, is this guy going to play anything?
Dude.
And like, meanwhile, I was like halfway through the piece and like... And like I have the recording, you can't even, and the funny thing is you can't even hear the music on the recording.
Oh my god!
But so I don't know if that was my worst performance or my best performance because I fucking nailed it, man. But nobody heard it. Take my word for it. I nailed it.
I fucking nailed it.
I really did nail it,
dude. That's.
And she was there like with her husband, like Harold.
Could we real fast just for listeners' sake?
Yeah.
Could we reference something and play an example of something in that like new classical realm?
Oh boy!
Conceptualize something, and it could be like drumming. It could be the pattern to drumming and how that works, or it could be clapping music. Something where it's like, okay, there's a concept and this is what it sounds like. Do you want to? Can we reproduce something like that just for a second?
I mean, we could do like a kind of a cage thing, I guess.
Cool.
Or
What?
something, I don't know. Or see, drumming is hard to do because it probably wouldn't sound right if we're both
That's
playing
right.
the same drum.
Same drum, yeah.
Because you need the same tuning
That's right.
to hear that phasing.
And you need like
that's
4
happening.
drums, right?
You need it
For bongo.
4 people, yeah. But it's an interesting point. Like you said, it's like it's kind of like painting. It's like if you're looking at like Impressionism, or if you're looking at abstract or Jackson Pollock, or then if you're expecting it to be
Sure.
a Leonardo da Vinci exact photographic representation of something, then it's like then you're going to be disappointed. But that's not what it's supposed to
Not
be.
what it's supposed to be.
And so it's like it's like the audience perception, like we were saying. It's like I guess they have to realize it on its own terms.
Sure.
Whatever it is.
Sure. Yeah, it's like like it's not their enjoyment isn't what matters. It's literally the expression, the composer's expression. It's like you could even argue it's like I just wanted to hear what this sounds like, and I wrote it down. I gave the music out, and I heard it, and I don't care who enjoyed it. I got to hear what was in my head, and that is totally respectable. It challenges the instrumentalists who are playing it, so it's like still serving something. Is it serving the audience? Maybe only the audience that cares and is in that world, and that is good enough. In my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think you need to be an expert of Monet's Impressionist water lily period, to find it beautiful.
Exactly.
Or you might not even. I see that's the other kind of thing. You might not even need to know what it is on a technical level.
Yep.
But I do think you should know enough.
Sure.
That you could accept whatever it is on its own terms.
Sure.
It's like you should know enough about Cage or whatever, Jackson Pollock or whatever it is. You should know enough that you're not going to a Cage concert expecting 2 verses and a chorus.
A little solo in there. Well, can we explain a little bit of Cage? Like, can we talk about 433 maybe?
Yeah, I'm very interested in Cage because I really loved his indeterminate music.
Okay.
In college and all that, and then I'm not quite so into it for my own enjoyment these days.
Makes sense.
But from a physical or philosophical point of view, there's definitely a lot there.
Yeah, I wouldn't listen to it, but as just an experience of art on a certain level, let's just talk about 433.
Yeah.
Because every time I explain this to people who are outside of that world, they almost get pissed off when I explain to them what this is.
Yeah.
They almost reject it. And here's what it is.
I really want to hear your thoughts.
I
love this topic.
I fucking love it. And I'll tell you, I
have a few questions for you.
I think it took Mike Lipsy, our teacher, to really give the perspective of it, of what to listen for. And that was helpful. But basically, here's what happens. So you're sitting imagine sitting in a recital hall, and a person in recital attire walks to a piano with a score, a music score, paper, puts the score on the music stand, sits down at the piano, puts their fingers up to the piano, and then this sound right here for a long time. Like how many minutes?
4 minutes and
4 minutes and 33 seconds.
Seconds,
nothing.
yeah.
And you'll see every like maybe 45 seconds, minute, they will turn a page and then put their hands back.
There's 3 movements in it, I think.
Is there? And like this, the whole point of this piece is, and it's so hard to argue against it, because this is what was genius about Cage. Like as an artist, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, which is turning a mirror on society, blah, 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 whatever. And he's challenging the audience too, which is a lot of people, like within the first 20 seconds, like that woman, has it started already? Like, you start hearing shuffling, a lot of that, coughing, sneezing, a lot of murmuring, like people, a lot of like scratching of heads. There's so much that goes on, and those sounds of people reacting, that's the piece.
Yeah.
That's the music in any form. So if somebody literally goes, what the fuck is going on? Like if somebody says that, that's part of the piece. And that's part of that performance for that one.
Yeah.
And the next performance, it could just be a lot of just murmuring. Like, what's going on here? Like, is this going to start? It could be a lot of like coughing. It could be a lot of sneezing, whatever. That's part of the piece. That's the music. And it's like, listen, it's the same as, and I actually remember an interview with Cage where they asked him, like, what do you consider, what's music that you listen to? And he had this like New York City apartment with the windows wide open in the summer.
Yeah.
And he's like, this. And it was just a lot of like traffic, honk, honk, honk.
Yeah.
Like and he's like, this is music.
Well, I have a question for you, but I want to say a performance I saw of 433 was somewhere in New York at a loft somewhere or something like that. And they were doing, I think they were doing 433, or they were doing another piece that has a lot of silence and maybe like some sounds every now and then, but like lots of silence, like for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like a piece like that or whatever it was. And there was this guy who had like a whole desk set up. He had like he was like painting the performer. He was just in the audience, and like no one told him to do it, or he didn't do it. And then, he needed a better chair because his chair was like fucked up. So he went across the audience and pulled another chair, and he was making a lot of noise. And at some point, the person that was doing the concert came over and was like, kind of like, listen, you got to keep it down, man. Like, we're doing the show right now. And I always wondered, because like I thought, like, if Cage was there, like he probably would have loved that this guy, right? Like it would have been part of the energy of the piece.
But the way
you know what I mean?
The way you just
like telling him to stop that, I think, is against the whole point of the piece.
But hold on,
I could be wrong.
The way you just described that to me, I thought you were going to say like that was the piece.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's part of what's happening, and that's just as much as what's happening as the fire engine that passes the window that you can't control.
Yes,
you know what I mean. Like, so you can't stop that from happening, and that's part of the piece too. So.
Like it's like this. I love the idea of all sounds are beautiful, man. Like you guys probably heard that. Like, I live on a street. Like, I'm not going to get the perfect recording. There will be some asshole in a motorcycle that passes by.
Well,
and, you know what I mean?
Asshole.
Sorry. I'm not the only one on this block that there's a couple people that have those Harley motorcycles, and they're just so loud. But I'm the drummer on the block.
Yeah.
And if I'm pissed off by that, then you know what I mean. But yeah, that because there's like isn't there like multiple eras of Cage? There's like early Cage stuff. Like the constructions apparently are more early Cage. Yeah.
See, I want to ask you a question just as a drummer, and like, you played Cage and all this stuff.
Sure.
Just to hear your opinion of it, because I love the early music, the pianos, prepared piano.
Yeah.
Normal piano solos. The percussion music is like some of the best stuff.
Best
ever. Percussion quartets, trios, whatever, all that stuff in the 1930s, all that stuff. Imaginary landscape and like the radio stuff. I mean, it's so unbelievable. And but the thing about the indeterminate stuff, like the chant stuff that you're talking about, I guess from like the 50s or so onward, something like this, where it's like you're just accepting the things that are happening. The question I started thinking after a while, which would be cool to hear your opinion, is like, I thought to myself that like two things. If the idea is complete freedom and acceptance of everything, is he really achieving a complete freedom if he's trying to control the aspect of the freedom? You know what I mean? Like, if he's not accepting anything but this complete freedom, isn't he being trapped by his own decision by doing everything by chance? You know what I mean?
I guess it depends, right? Like,
It's almost like he's trapping himself by saying that, oh, everything has to be completely chance related. But that's not how things work in the world. There's certain patterns that start to develop, and there's certain things. If you exclude all the patterns and just focus on the chance, isn't that a way of not being free?
Maybe chance is the vehicle to the freedom. So like, chance is like he is setting up an environment for chance, so he can hear the randomness. Like. He sounded like just a fascinated guy. Like he's fascinated. Like I heard the story about he went into this one chamber where they, like, the amount of, there was no resonance. It was completely dry, dead room. Because he was always searching for that absolute silence.
Yeah.
Right? And when he went in there, and within the first minute, he was startled and frustrated at first, but also then it was like, apparently it was like an awakening of an experience where there is no such thing as complete silence, because what he heard in a room where there should have been complete silence was the humming of his own organs and heart and body,
Yep.
And it was the loudest fucking thing was that humming. And I hope everybody's experienced that when you're maybe trying to get to sleep at night and it is kind of quiet and you hear the humming. You definitely hear it after going to a concert. Mm-hmm. You get home to a quiet room and you're just buzzing. Your head is just, you hear this ringing. And so I think because of that, I think it sounds like he wanted to set up these scenarios where he just let go control and the randomness would present itself from his own perspective of music, which was anything that happens in any order.
But it's funny to me because that seems like somebody who's very control oriented. Because
really?
if you're, in other words, let's use the motorcycle as an example. You're sitting here and you've decided that you are going to do a complete chance. You know what I mean? Like that sounds like very egotistical. Like I'm going to decide that I'm going to sit here and that any sound that happens is now chance. But the motorcycle happening is chance to you.
To me.
Because you didn't understand that motorcycle was going to happen.
Sure.
But to that guy, he's following a pattern. He's making a right on Seymour Street. He's making a left on Center. He's following a complete pattern. Like to him, what he's doing is completely pattern oriented.
Trying to get to Electric Avenue.
He's trying to get to Electric Avenue. You know what I mean? So I'm not like...
That's an interesting.
I'm not. And the other thing that's interesting to me, like I'm not saying I'm right or who's wrong. It's just like a thought that I think about, and the other thing that I was thinking about kind of recently is like talking about like Buddhism and different philosophies that he was influenced by.
Sure.
Zen and all this kind of stuff.
Sure.
Different philosophies from the East that obviously had a huge impact on his outlook of what he was doing. And you start to think, well, like if you look at the art and the architecture of Eastern countries, India or China, Japan, you find that it's extremely disciplined and extremely pattern-oriented and these intricate mandalas and all the numbers and all these kinds of like things that are happening. And fucking Indian music, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and so it seems to me that the cultures that invented that philosophy, the music that they produce sounds nothing like Cage's music.
Like Cage's
so
music.
Is he misunderstanding? Like
Cage's music literally would be similar to Jackson Pollock throwing paint randomly on a canvas. Like that's kind of what it could sound like. It's for anybody still trying to conceptualize listening to this, what we're talking about. I understand what you're talking about.
It's just a question. I'm not saying I find the answer to it, but it's just a question that I wonder.
Let me ask you this, though. Would you think differently? Would you even be questioning it if he approached it differently? Like, he's approaching it like he's a composer. His name is on it. This is my music, right?
Yeah.
And you're right. That is egotistical. When he could be more like, there was a guy I had on months ago, Luke Daller, his name is, and he's a songwriter. And we were just talking about songwriting, and we were just talking about like what drove him in his songwriting currently. And his thing was, I don't want like listeners to hear my music and look at me. Like, hey guys, look at me and listen to what I'm saying. Yeah. He was like, no, I want you to listen to what I'm saying, but look there. Look past me. Look at this angle. Look at this perspective of life, whatever it might be. It's not about me. I want you all to look that way. Because I look that way, my life is better. That's kind of what his thing was, right?
That's really beautiful.
So if John Cage was kind of like, if he didn't take the credit, right, and he had more of the approach of like, hey, everybody, look that way, as opposed to like, you're writing music, you're putting on a performance, you're inviting a crowd to go to that performance. So I see from your perspective, which that could, you're totally like a control freak in a way, because you're
Morton Feldman said it best, I think. He has an essay where he said the big problem with John Cage is he made a choice. He chose to have complete freedom.
Yeah.
And this is the guy that said that he wants complete chance.
Yeah.
But he was rigorous about a choice.
And I imagine he had to fight.
You know.
Like he had to.
Well, that's the cool thing about Cage.
Bit.
He was so sincere about it that you have to love it, I think.
He had to fight for that type of art, I imagine. Like there was meaning he had to even experience like a lot of criticism. I imagine that there were probably like places that, no, you're not performing that here. I imagine, right?
I bet.
Then.
I mean,
so, but I do like his earlier work, specifically the construction.
Oh, dude,
pieces.
Those are the greatest.
One of the things I loved, and Mike explained this to me. Mike was so great about explaining why the notes were written in a certain way.
Yeah,
whatever.
Definitely.
He was saying, because I've only played third construction, and that piece changed my life. I'm a way better musician from having performed that piece. It's a quartet, multi-percussionist instruments. You have each person has 5 tin cans or whatever, metallic sounds, different pitched, and each player has at least like 2 whatever. There was a thing of each part had its own character and whatever, and then the way that it would pass, like emphasis on who's driving the melody or it would be traded around each part, and the rhythms were so complex.
It's fantastic chamber music, but it still grooves, and
like
it has a primal energy, and it's all there.
So he apparently, from what Mike I remember telling us, there was like the World's Fair, and he would go to the World's Fair and see, music being performed that were from other countries, basically. It could be West African, whatever. It could have been South Indian, who knows, right? And he listened to the rhythms, and he realized that, they're not structured. Their music, their rhythms aren't structured like ours is, like exact numbers in 4 and blah blah blah, divided into this. And obviously the sounds of the drums and the instruments they were playing, and so he was trying to imitate those sounds, right? But then there were things that he did, like, for anybody listening who knows what a lion's roar is, and whoever doesn't, you take a floor tom. This is a floor tom, and no joke, you cut a hole in it.
Yeah.
You put a rope.
Yep.
And then you take like a wet rag, and you literally pull the rope, and it creates this vibration.
Yep.
And it's like it literally sounds like a lion's roar. The whole purpose of that was he wanted, like, he had all these little techniques because he basically wanted this sound, maybe, which was zzz, like a long sustained roll, maybe on the floor tom even, right? Whatever it might be. But he couldn't, first he couldn't get percussionists to want to play this shit. The classical percussionists, apparently. This is what Mike's telling me.
Well, I think that must be true, because I think it was so revolutionary that even if they wanted to play it, maybe they didn't quite understand it or have the technique. This guy's talking about coffee cans and brake drums and shit.
You had to cut your teeth on this piece. And it doesn't matter.
And it's hard to play.
The best percussionists would have to cut their teeth, right? And so because they couldn't get the percussionists to play this shit, as he's writing, he's like, I want to hear this sound, kind of like you, like, I want to hear this sound. I need this sound. How the fuck am I going to do it? So he and the other, I guess, composer friends that he had or whatever, who were not percussionists, they played these pieces they did not have the technical facility as percussionists to perform these roles on the instrument. So that's where like the creation of this like this idea for this lion's roar came about. And whatever there was a thing of
I know it's in ionization because
Is it?
I played the lion's roar part in ionization.
yeah.
And I mean, in Third Construction, when Cage puts that lion's roar, I mean, those moments are like terrifying. It's like
yeah.
some primeval, energy or beast is like in there.
Even that bass drum, what would you call that? When you take you basically create friction
Yeah,
on a big
I love
bass
that
drum.
sound. Yeah,
And the way that I've seen it done is you take like a rubber ball,
yep,
you pierce it with a little stick, and you just rub the bass drum, this big concert bass drum, and it creates almost like this whale call.
yeah.
Right.
It does, man. It sounds otherworldly. It sounds like in the cave or under the water or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
it's gorgeous though.
there were like things of like taking a shaker. Let's see if I have. Oh, here, this fucking thing. I think I used this back
For
then.
Third Construction.
Yeah, like
Oh.
you needed a sound that was
Yeah, that would be good.
just
Yeah,
so. Again, they didn't have the facility to do this shit, so I had to create ways to get these sounds. I personally think it worked out better.
it probably did. I mean, because I'm sure by being forced to do those things. I mean, even like the prepared piano, like being forced to.
Can you explain that?
Well, the prepared piano is where you open the lid of the piano, and in the strings, you put whatever objects you want. Screws and bolts work really well, and I think he used erasers
On the strings, right?
you put the bolts like in between the strings,
Okay.
so that when the hammer hits the string, it'll shake the string, but also vibrate against the bolt, and it makes this kind of clunking noise. But depending on where you put them, you can get different overtones and different sounds and different things. And
Sure.
he worked out like specifically like what measurements, like where you would place
Really?
each bolt and where you would place, what key and what note and where down the string you would do it, all those kinds of things. Golf tees you can put in there, pencils, whatever.
Sure.
Erasers sound really cool for like low tones.
Yeah.
But yeah, coming up with all these kinds of things, that's why I love electronic instruments. I really love it. I love the amount of
Like synths, you mean?
just anything, synths and whatever kind of sound design and different capabilities that are out there. But I just love acoustic instruments so much. I
Yeah.
love the exploration
Yeah, man.
of working these acoustic things out, and it never gets old
Yeah.
to me. Like speaking of what we said to start, like about just being a percussionist, I guess it's
Yeah.
just like part of just exploring. There's so much going on.
Yep.
And so I love electronic music, but I mean the world of acoustic instruments. And like Cage, just taking the brake drums from a car and
Oh yeah.
hitting them with sticks and all that, and just all these things they were forced to do.
Yeah.
That probably, I'm sure once they did one thing, they probably had 7 more ideas about what they can do
Yeah.
about other things, and it kind of opened up everything.
Absolutely. I think I've said it on this show, which is if you're a percussionist, you might have found yourself in like a junkyard looking for something to make a specific sound because the composer of the piece gave you a vague fucking like what they wanted. Metallic, high pitched, whatever sound or whatever it might have been. And now you're searching like what you're in a junkyard with a mallet.
Or
you know
you're
what I
in
mean?
like a Home Depot, and the guy's like,
yeah.
"What kitchen
right.
thing are you trying to fix?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm trying to play Cage's second construction rehearsal B. Do you have? Where's your tubing?" And they're looking at you like you're fucking crazy. But I love going to the hardware store and getting
man.
like wood blocks and different
Dude.
things, cutting them.
Didn't you a couple years ago you came over my old place to record?
Oh yeah.
And what was the instrument you were playing?
Those were just wood blocks that I got at Home Depot.
Like 2x4s?
2x4s, and you put them on foam.
Yep.
And, you cut them to different lengths. And, tell you the truth, I didn't spend like an incredible amount of time like figuring out the mathematics of it.
Sure.
But I cut a whole bunch of them until I can get, I actually made a note that was a little above D.
Okay.
on purpose. And then from there I made a couple other notes. But they sound great because they're like wood blocks, but they have this like tribal feel to them because they're
It sounded amazing.
They sound great. You know, if you have a really good microphone and you put them on some foam or
yeah.
something, and if you mic it correctly, put a little reverb on there, and you get the right mallets, they could sound really cool.
Yeah, man. Like, and obviously how you play it. And you, out of all people, you can get, like, you can capture really good character when you're playing, you know, when you're making these sounds. And then, real fast, let's just reference, and we should probably end with a little jam.
Yeah,
But
yeah, definitely.
can you talk just a little bit about, because you've done a lot of Harry Partch performing.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a whole other fucking...
That's a whole nother universe.
But Harry Partch, how would you describe it? Like microtonal...
Yeah, Harry Partch, you know, most people call it the microtonal world, I guess, because he was alive from 1901 to 76, I want to say.
Okay.
You could correct me on that, but those are the time periods, I think, that he was alive. And, you know, for lots of reasons that we probably can't talk about, there's lots of philosophical reasons why he came to this conclusion, but he basically just decided that he wanted to have more notes than the piano was capable of playing.
Sure.
So you have a piano, and it can play 12 notes, and every other note on the piano is just a repetition of those 12 notes.
Just
So
higher or lower pitch?
Yeah, just higher or lower. And basically, to keep it simple, he just decided that he wanted more notes. And if you start doing some research, you find out that, yeah, you could have as many notes as you want. There's no law on how many notes you need. The piano uses 12 notes, but he came up with a system that uses 43 notes in every octave.
Yeah.
And because notes are just frequencies, and you could potentially have as many frequencies as you want. And so he made a system and built his own instruments. A lot of them are percussion instruments, marimba, xylophone looking instruments, but also a lot of string instruments like harp looking instruments and things like that, and keyboards like reed organs.
And he kind of made them look like pieces of art too, right?
Yeah, and they're really beautiful. That's the other thing. If you Google Harry Partch and you look at his instruments, a lot of them are really, really beautiful. Like he has a marimba that's in the shape of a diamond, and it's just gorgeous. It's made out of bamboo resonators, and like, you know, there's like lots of hanging gongs and marimba, and you know, and it's a beautiful choreography to play them too, because they're slightly unusual shapes that people might not be used to, or whatever it is. They kind of force you to play in a sort of very physical way. So it's also beautiful to watch people play those instruments, and they sound really interesting if you haven't heard that kind of music because of the extra notes. You know,
I like it. I like that you have to. I mean, I was blessed to go to Montclair State and get that experience because I never did Harry Partch. I kind of regret it, but I got to witness the performances. I got to learn about it.
Yeah.
Like Dean Drummond, like, you know, took class with him. He really went into detail about it. And you just learn how to open up your mind to what could be considered music, art, performance, whatever. And then what that does is allows it, first of all, I feel like at a young age, maybe you're different, but for me, I was imprinted with this, what music I like, and then that becomes a trap because everything is a genre.
There's all sorts of traps. Yeah, you're just constantly getting into traps.
But what that allowed me to do, or what learning all this shit allowed me to do, it freed me from those, you know, shackles and bounds and whatever. And now I can listen to anything with an open mind and find something that I like about it. Yeah. You know? And ultimately have like a really well-rounded, rich experience with music. Like I can find an enjoyment in I'd rather go see a Harry Partch performance than go see Beyonce.
Well, that's amazing to hear.
I'll be honest. I'll just be honest with you. And that has nothing to do with the performance, of quality of performance that Beyonce puts on. It's a spectacle too, apparently. My cousin loves her. And
I've seen videos. Show. I mean, it must be crazy. I'm sure it's fun.
That's cool. I just know what I'm going to get when I see her. And I also know I'm going to spend a lot of money. But a Harry Partch performance, I don't know what I'm going to get at all. And I know I'm going to learn a lot. I'm going to be stimulated in a certain way, you know, and I just prefer that. That has nothing to do. Beyonce's amazing, and her performance is
she's
fucking
unbelievable.
amazing. But I'd rather see a Cage performance too.
Well, I would encourage people to check out Harry Parch if you never heard of him, because when you first learn about him, he seems like he's this complete avant-garde, crazy madman on the fringes of the world doing his own thing, and I'm sure he was in a lot of ways. He has that kind of great individual power that he had. Like I'm sure there was no one else like him.
Probably not.
But at the same time, the more you look into it, the great thing about it is he wasn't just making these instruments to be crazy. There was a deep-rooted tradition that he was drawing on. He was drawing on the ancient Greeks and their tuning systems, and he's drawing on Japanese no theater, and he's drawing on kabuki, and he's drawing on Native American chants, and he's once you kind of hear a lot of his music, you start to see some of these influences. And to me, the beautiful thing about Parch is that it seems like it seemed weird at first, but then the more you listen to it, you're like, shit, man, this guy's just like part of this like greater tradition that is kind of like a world culture thing. And it's great that it's happening now with the digital age, because now it's like, obviously there's the globalization, and you could click YouTube and hear, if you want to hear a cavity tooth Indonesian rite of passage sacrifice ritual, you can find it. And you could listen to it, and it's there, and you could watch 40 minutes of it. You could spend 7 hours watching those, West Africa, whatever it is. And you can make these connections. And the other cool thing about the instruments is, because we have so many great electronic instruments, is that now people can easily reproduce a lot of his microtonal scales and ideas without building a huge ancient Greek harp that you have to carry around. Now, if you want to build an ancient Greek kithara, that's cool too.
Do it.
But with the technology we have, I wish more younger people would have been exposed to that, because you could just go into like Logic Pro and probably just mess around with some of the frequencies and like explore different intonations. And I wish someone had told me about it earlier. I found out about it at Montclair State, like you said, through Dean.
Yeah.
But I'm great. I found out about it at all. Obviously, I was like 19.
Sure.
But it would be cool to learn it a little younger, because like you said, when you're younger, you're kind of maybe learning that, this is the only way that music can be. Yep. And you hear someone like Harry Parch and say, oh shit, like it could be like another way. It could be more notes. Or you could check out other styles of music. There's Indian music, and there's gamelan, and there's all kinds of different things.
It makes room for you to enjoy other types of music, period.
Yeah.
It just makes a lot of room for you to find value outside of Western music. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man. You want to jam a little bit?
Well, I think listen, man, it's been incredibly amazing to talk about these things, and I'm extremely happy to have this conversation, because it's my favorite thing to just talk about stuff like this.
Fuck yeah, man.
And I could sit all night and just go off and just hear people's opinions, and I'm not trying to say I have the answer to anything.
No.
But I like just posing questions and just kind of talking and seeing where it goes. So it's been really beautiful talking about this stuff.
I appreciate you coming on, because you got to be able to think really out and just to explore a topic, and like, out of all people, you're the guy, man.
It's just a blues.
It's just a 12-bar blues.
It's just a 12-bar shuffle.
That's right.
When it comes down to it.
That's one of my favorite sayings, dude.
It's just a fucking blues.
That's right, because you'd be doing a piece, and it'd be a fucking rhythm in 9. You know what I mean? And you'd play it, and we'd go, damn, that sounded good. You're like, yeah, man, it's just a 12-bar blues.
It's a blues in B flat. That's all it is.
All right, listeners, thanks. Thank you, Joe Fee. I want you all to check out Joe Fee on YouTube, and you can follow him on Instagram too. He's got some content. You could definitely see any pieces that he's going to release, and when it comes time too, if you live in the New York area, I imagine you can go see one of his performances.
Yeah, if anyone is curious about the music or what I'm doing, JoeFee is my name, but my website has a hyphen in between, so it's joe-fee.com, and you can see, you just see what's happening, videos, whatever, music videos, all that stuff.
Somebody could possibly have like you write. Maybe compose something if they have an idea you like or whatever. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if anyone is interested in what I'm doing, and send me a message. You could send an email through that website, whatever. I mean, just to say hi. I love meeting new people, new artists, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Making connections with anybody.
Talking about the Iliad.
Just make sure that you're ready for a 5-hour conversation about book 23.
All right, let's rock down and take it to Electric Avenue. Or then we take it higher.
Yeah.
No, that's right. We got to Electric Avenue. Now it's time to take it higher.
There's nobody on Electric Avenue.
There's nobody on.
Because they've all taken it higher. If they've gotten that far, they've realized that you got to take it higher. Shit, what happened?
Why don't we switch? Let's switch places.
All right. Oh, boy. I have to figure out. I don't quite know what to do with this guy, but I like it.
Yeah.
I have to give it.
Give it a nice whack. Yeah, it sounds like
I gotta get used to it.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
Nice jamming.
I was trying to do
Good
something
shit.
there at the end. Yeah.
Thank you so much, listeners. Go hit up Joe Fee on Instagram and YouTube. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Anthony. It's been really amazing.